Hello. Hi there. That tastes like metal. Okay, so today sucks. Just found out that David Lynch died, and it wasn't a joke. And that was horrible. My fan, I don't know where the remote is for my fan, and so my fan's going a million miles a second, and I can't stop it. My cheeks are red because I've been crying. It's just a lot. I think that I have a weird, strange relationship with death, and so I don't know, it hurt a lot. It hurt a lot. Now, did I know him personally? No, but his life and art still really impacted my life. So I don't know. No, that's a strange thing to pick apart. Life is fucking weird, and then and then you die. It's like really fucked up. Like being alive is kind of fucked up. Let's play with makeup. Okay, so I have here. It's a gun. I'm just kidding. It's a eyebrow thing. Yeah. Now that I'm done crying and my cheeks are permanently red. Yeah. I don't know. Something I learned from my mother dying is that I can't allow my emotions to control me as much as they do, and yet they do. I think that his legacy is fantastic and amazing and beautiful, and interesting, and I think that we collectively could learn a lot from him. So whatever, but yeah, fuck me, right? Um, yeah, today, all of January has been a big, like, I don't know, man. It's pretty fucking eerie. It's pretty fucking eerie. That's all I'm gonna say about January this year. This is my diamond mirror. Um, yeah, basically, what the fuck, January? God. Anyways, yeah. I am so angry and sad today, and I need to play with makeup. I need to distract myself. I will obviously feel the feelings. You should always be true to yourself. You should always feel your feelings. But creatively, I'm angry. Uh, and so, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Life is very strange. It feels like there's a giant serpent coiled around my solar plexus, and it keeps like contracting and constricting, and it hurts a lot. But I'm sure that is not true, but that is the sensations I am undergoing right now. There's like, oh, I woke up to it. It's like a strange coiled serpent around my like spine that's like contracting, and it will randomly contract at certain times. I don't know what's going on. With my fucking solar plexus, I should probably look into that. But I had some really good conversations other than David Lynch dying today. Oh god, I was fucking crying like a bitch. I was crying like a fucking bitch. I'm about to start crying again. I have hornets in my nose. Anyways, oh god, I suck. I'm so lame. Anyways, now the worst thing I've mentioned before about having people that you idolize that are older, or having older friends, or just being around, like, I have a lot of friends that are much older than me. A lot of my friends are born in the 40s, 50s, and then 60s. And so, something that's sad is getting close to them and developing like love for them, and realizing that certain people that age have a spark, a light, and when it's gone, it feels like it's gone from the world. But they have lit other candles. They have lit other flames. Their spark is still there, or a remnant of their spark is still there. But it doesn't stop the fact that it hurts. That there is a space, a void for where they used to be, and therefore a shrine must be placed to commemorate their life and legacy and everything. And it sucks when you have friends that are older because you start looking around like, God, they're all gonna die. That sucks, and I value and appreciate them. Their life was so unique, and they underwent such unique types of trauma. Um, One of my old bosses, I think he was 18 when he was drafted to Vietnam, and hearing his stories and everything, there are stories that they tell you that we have no fucking clue. I'm 32. And there's many, many stories I've just sat around and listened and absorbed from people. And you find some of the most interesting people when you just listen to them tell their stories. Anyways, I started looking around and noticing, I was like, wow, all my friends are older. And one day they're going to die, probably before me, and then I'll be stuck on this planet without them. And I was telling my friend, I was telling my husband, he's also my friend. I was telling my husband, he was watching Ink Masters, and he was like, babe, why are you crying? And I was like, David Lynch died! And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Who was that again? Like, he is not, like, we are two completely separate worlds, but we find middle ground, and we've been married for over 15 years, I think. Going on now, 16 years since Tuesday. Yeah, 15 years. We've been together for 16 years. Yeah, anyways. So we are different worlds, and that's fine. But he was like, which one was that again? And I was like, so I had to go and talk to my friend about it. And it's crazy because we were talking about him all week. And then he died. And it was so weird because at the beginning of the day, I restarted Twin Peaks at the beginning of the day. And I sat there and and then this happened. It was just like a bunch of strange coincidences, you know what I mean, all together. And it made me consider like how I think that I'm so separate from society. I think I'm so separate from everybody. Because of what I believe, and the around me, you know, the people around me and stuff like that. Like, I couldn't go and knock on any of my neighbors' doors and have a real conversation with them. Anybody for about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miles, maybe 10 miles. It depends. I have to go to the next town to talk to somebody. And I live in a very small town, and I always question my existence. I'm always like, why am I here? What's the point? Like, I look like this, I dress like this, I am like this, I have thoughts, I have feelings, I have books, tarot cards, crystal balls, herbs, sage, all kinds of crazy shit in my house, bones and crystals and rocks and doodads and hoodats and hoodat and all kinds of wild things. And then I live here in like Christian utopia, and so it's just, I always think I'm separate, which is an illusion. I always think I'm separate from everybody, and then I was like aligning myself, and then I found out what had happened, and it was just so peculiar. It was like, perhaps it's in the airwaves, perhaps it's something, but either way, whatever it was, I was still connected to it from some weird subconscious thing. And that made me feel validated in certain things, as well as, I guess, angry, because there is always this continual rocking the baby back to sleep that happens with our conscious awareness. It really is. Anyways, it just sucked. It made me mad. I've been frustrated for the past week, and then today I was like, it was, oh, okay, man. And then I was like, you know, he left a great legacy behind, and he was a fascinating person. I didn't know him personally, but from what I gathered, he did a lot of work here. Yeah, so anyways, it's just really sad. It's horrifically sad. And then also, depending on how you look at it, it's fantastic because, well, that chapter of his existence is over, and now he's on to something obviously big and grand and whatnot. The being a part of the collective consciousness, and now that he has passed, he's going to be in other people's awareness, because other people who would never know about him, he's going to be in their awareness, and then they'll do, maybe perhaps if they perk their ears up, they'll be able to investigate, oh, who is this, what did he do, and then maybe run into one of his conversations on transcendental meditation or something, and then boom, change somebody's life. So death is not always so bad. Sometimes it is good. It just depends. Like if you were a good person, and then people can look at your life and go, wow, they're a good person, whatever. Genuinely, and if you genuinely helped out the collective, then fantastic, fabulous. And then if you sucked and you die, then people are gonna find out when you die. They're gonna be like, oh my god, there's bones under the floorboard! Ah! You know what I mean? There's children under the floorboard! Or like some crazy stuff, you know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. Anyways, but it made me sad. It made me sad because I was like, gosh, like, when are we gonna have someone like him? Never. Never. But I was alive in the time he was alive. How cool is that? Whatever. I have thoughts, I have feelings, and they're all stupid. Anyways, yeah, it just really upset me. That's what I'm hyper focused on today. David Lynch dying. And man, I'm just very, very mad and confused. I feel like my anger is always just a mask for all the rest of the deeper feelings. And if I could challenge my anger and really be like, why are you mad? Then I can find those little beautiful nuggets of inspiration and awe and all this bullshit. All of these bullshit things. Whenever I challenge my anger, but if I don't challenge my anger, then it'll just go into that kind of, my feelings, my thoughts, it'll just go back down into the soup of the subconscious mind, right? Yeah. Anyways, I have a bag of frankincense and myrrh in my makeup shit. It's not drugs. It's franken-myrrh. It's franken-myrrh. It smells so good. I burn it sometimes. I burn a lot of stuff all the time. Or it just gets all over my fucking floor and I step on it because it's open and my fucking makeup stuff. Why is it in there? I don't fucking know. I'm so weird. I also have this beautiful lavender rose quartz piece. This is one of my favorite pieces that I have. It is lavender rose quartz. It's not just pink. I think I have some rose quartz. It's too far away. But this is lavender. Obviously, you can tell it's lavender, but it's rose quartz. The colors differentiate from the amounts of metals within the crystal. So rose quartz is tinted with that beautiful pink color because of the inclusions of iron or a type of hematite. The iron mixes with the type of quartz and it creates that beautiful rose color. Such as how do you say, copper? You can know if copper's in a crystal because it's usually a beautiful green color, the emerald type of green. Anyways, I really love crystals and rocks. Rocks. I like identifying things on Earth, trees, rocks, stuff like that. Autistic girl stuff. That's what they would call it nowadays. But when we were growing up, we were just those weird freaks. You know what I mean? The good stuff. I don't know if I want to put on a base, if I just want to start fucking around with colors on my eyes. I think I'll just fuck around with colors on my eyes. I can always go in with foundation later on if I want to wear it. Do I have a hair pick in here to put my hair up with? No? Great. Lovely. Anyways, so, yeah. I went to Hot Topic and I got some arm warmers. And right now they have a deal at Hot Topic. It's like, buy one arm warmer, get another for $1 or something. So I got these. These are really nice. I like them a lot. They're fuzzy. They're really nice. Yeah, anyways, yeah. Fuzzy, nice arm warmers. Why did I just all of a sudden get really bright? Oh well, I guess I'm going to be whatever. I got super bright, and now I guess I'm going to be super bright the rest of the vlog. Okay, so where are the openings to this? Let me show you what they look like. Oh, here it is. There's a thumb hole, and then boom! The little girl inside of me is very happy. Let me take this off. I kind of struggle with so a lot of the stuff I do buy at Hot Topic and Spencer's, or a lot of the alternative clothes that I do buy, I end up giving to my son. He is like very tall. He's very much taller than me. He's only 14. He's very tall. I think he's almost like 6 foot. And he's 14. So these are my gloves. But obviously these are mine. But my son takes a lot, I bought some guy pants from Hot Topic, and I think we were roughly the same size. And so I was like, well, I'm not wearing these, so whatever. Do you want them? They had studs and like a plaid on them, and little rivets and whatnot. He was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I was like, okay, cool. Well, here you go. You have these pants. And so it's interesting because We shop at the same stores. So he'll use my Hot Topic cash. I don't know if you, like, if you shop at Hot Topic, there's like cash or whatever. But yeah, it's just something that happens. Let's go in with this color. Yeah, so let's see. Other than that, I had to do a bunch of running around today. Oh my gosh. It was such a strange day because I got a London fog from the coffee shop, and then I brought it home and I took 2 sips out of it and the cat knocked it over. And then somebody broke a cup and there was coffee all over our theater room. If you don't know, we have a room specifically like built as a theater area where we can do our it's a media room, so we have like computer stuff, and that's where everybody does all their online activities at, mostly computers and gaming and things of that nature. But yeah, we're just going to load up our face with this color. Let me try to fix the lighting real quick. I guess I'll work. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I'm just going in with that color, and we're just putting it all around our eyes until everything is really red. Like it's 2004 again. Okay. Okay. You had to be there. Yeah, but I've been I don't know how to explain this. I guess I'll just start explaining things. So when I was younger, life was different. We used to have this bookshop that everybody stole from, and yeah, that everybody stole from. So it was like kind of an initiation thing. Everybody had these like mushroom necklaces back in the day that they wore, that they stole from that store. And if you had one, it was stolen because they were too expensive and everybody was really poor. So we did not have the money to purchase these things. And so everybody was just stealing shit from that store. And there was a specific way that you had to steal it. Now, people stole all kinds of shit from this store. DVDs, CDs, whatever, you name it, people were stealing it. But at this time in my life, I wasn't a thief. I'm not going to say I never was a thief, but at this time in my life, I was not a thief. So mostly I would go with my friends and watch them steal shit. Yeah, and so, yeah, that was very, very interesting because they had a specific way of doing it. And I had one friend, and she worked at the mall, she worked at the mall, and she had so many jobs at the mall. She wasn't just one thing, she was many different things. And every mall has a back rooms, and I was so much more adventurous when I was a child. I think after the car wreck, it really did something to me, like understanding that I could die. Really fucked up, like me having fun. Anyway, so yeah, this bullshit. But yeah, so she was like, hey, I'm off right now, you want to hang out? I was like, yeah, sure, let's hang out, because that's how it was when we were kids. There was something called mall rats, and what you did is you just hung around the mall all day long. We walked from town to town to town. We picked up kids, like a pack of kids walking, and we went and fucked around and hung out at the mall until more kids showed up, or we hung out at the store where people were stealing shit. And people stole shit at the mall too. Back in these days, at Hot Topic, every Friday or Saturday, they would move all of the equipment inside of Hot Topic and have a live band, a live metal show at Hot Topic, like playing. And life was just really different in 2005, 2006, 2004. Yeah, life was just really, really different. So it was cool because you could show up to Hot Topic and people were like in a fucking little, in the corner in the back when they moved all the merchandise out of the way, people were just in a band, like, and then we would just stand around, like, act cool or whatever. I don't know, back in my day, there was a lot of, down here, my generation, we had a lot of musicians and bands and things like that. That was a big thing. Everybody had a band, including us, like me and my friends, we had a little band. And we were all learning stuff for the band and la 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 la, you know what I mean? And it was a lot of fun. And if you weren't in a band, then you were like either like our friend group, we had friends that were in the band, friends that were singing, the bass, the guitar, the drums, all these things, and then other friends that were recording, taking pictures, and uploading it to MySpace at the time. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. That's what we did. We hung out in packs. We went to the mall, caused hell, stole shit. But then when I met my husband, his group of friends were way more hardcore. They were like doing backyard fights, like they were backyard fighting each other and beating the shit out of each other. Just stuff that they did because they were bored. Challenging each other, like trying to outman each other. Challenging each other to rub peppers on their lips, and whoever fucking went for milk first was a little bitch kind of thing. And then let's see what else. Me and my friends wanted to be models, so we would like dress up like dead girls, take pictures, and then like upload them to MySpace and shit. And one of my friends, she had this beautiful orange wall, and we would have parties at her house when her dad was working or whatever. And on her wall, like I would stay the night at her house, and everybody that came over to her house signed her wall. It was like the thing. Like she had like all these signatures on the wall, kind of thing. And so I was there, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna put a list of accomplishments I want to accomplish in my life. And one of them I remember very clearly was to marry Charles Manson. And that got a couple eyebrow raises. But I let them know like who I was. Like, so everyone that came over to their house, like people would be like, hey, you were over at Bloody Blah's house. You want to marry Charles Manson? That's like on your list. Like, like people, they see like, oh, blah, 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 sign there. They sign there. And everybody who stayed at her house or visited her house signed her wall. It was kind of like a thing. But yeah, I was like, number blah, blah, blah. Like I forgot the rest of the list, but what stuck in my head was that I wanted to marry Charles Manson. And for quite some time, and anyways, he married somebody else and died, so fuck me, right? But yeah, that was like, as a child I was like, I'm gonna go out and marry Charles Manson. But that didn't happen. I guess I could do like one of those little TikToks before they banned TikTok, where people are like, did we marry him, to their younger self, and then the girls are like, marry who, and then they're like, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, Charles Manson. Like, no, he died. No, he died. You know what I mean? Anyways. But yeah, it was interesting. Whenever I ran into my husband's friends, they were more hardcore. They were breaking into stuff. They were destroying public property. They had, a couple of them had probation. And so it went from me and my friends just being like models on MySpace to more hardcore stuff like defacing property and like actually like rebelling against every system down here and like literally fucking destroying shit. Like yeah, that was different. And that's whenever I started getting in trouble with the cops. That's when I started getting in trouble with the cops, when I met that guy, the guy I'm married to now. Anyway, so well, I didn't get in trouble with the cops, my other friends did. I knew how to run. They weren't fast enough. There's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference. Anyways, yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's been times, there's been a lot of times. But we used to live in like this really fucked up like apartment complex that everybody lived in and everybody was cool with. So if you're running from the cops, what you could do is just walk into someone's house and sit there, and they'll hide you for a little bit. And at that apartment complex back in the day, nobody said shit. Nobody saw you because everybody was wanted for something. So nobody said shit. Yeah, that was really interesting. But yeah, it was just when I was a kid, it was so much different. And now that I live back here again as an adult, I'm looking back at all of the things I used to do as a kid. Like I go to the Hot Topic I used to go to as a kid. And my son is 14, and he shops there, but he has a way better life than I did. So anyways, I bought these little gloves, and it just honors that little tiny girl inside of me, that little tiny weird girl that I'm always trying to resurrect and protect and keep safe within me. Also buying tarot cards and plushies and stuff like that. That's honoring her to an extent. Even getting lavender. This is my favorite. Lavender rose quartz. It's so beautiful. I love rocks. I really do. And I don't like them just because, oh, it's for your heart chakra or whatever. No, I actually like looking at the the structures within them, their crystalline structures and what they're made out of, and the different like silicates and things of that nature. It doesn't matter. Classes and it doesn't matter. I could go on for hours. Anyways, so it's interesting. I was walking around the mall today, and I remembered. Sorry, I want to go back to my friend. She used to work at the mall, and there was these back rooms at the mall. I'm sorry, I went way off task. Anyways, so she got off of work one day, and I think she was at a lunch or off of work between jobs because she worked at multiple places in the mall, so she was there all the time. And I think she worked at like a cookie place, some other place, and the movie theater. And our movie theaters back in the day, if you got matinee, it was like 50 cents a movie. So what we would do is we'd go to the movie theaters and like in the early mornings and watch movies all day long for like $5. You could watch a fuck ton of movies. Isn't that the life? Like I didn't know I squandered my fucking youth. Well, I didn't squander my youth, but I didn't know that one day they would take that away from us. 50-cent movies, that is a fucking goddamn, like, that doesn't sound real. But it was really cool. So we'd like get out of the movie and then we'd go and look at the times and look at the movies and just bring that one. Fuck it, that one. Let's go. Also, I was writing my own little movie, and we were shooting and filming movies when I was a kid, and I was writing my own, so I was like getting like how do you say, like the inspiration from other movies, like, oh, that'd be cool, that's a cool shot, I wonder how they did that, oh, how they blah, 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 blah. Like my brain's like ha 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 ha, and it's like watch, absorb, create. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. Anyways, my friend, she worked at the movie theaters and all these other places, so I was like very erratic as a child, like very like Uranian and spontaneous. Very. And I laughed quite a lot. In fact, I got kicked out of my class for laughing, and then I accidentally ran into Mario Lopez. That's a whole nother story, but I was in like 5th grade, and I got kicked out of my class for laughing so hard, and then they put me in the hallway, and some teachers were walking him around the school, and then I met Mario Lopez on accident because of my laughter. Anyways, I was very, very kind of wild and erratic as a child. So I was like, hey, can you show me something I've never seen before, to my friend? And she was like, I might get in trouble, but if no one catches us, I'm not supposed to do this, I'll take you back there. And so we ran through the back rooms of all the mall, and we ran and we kicked open the exit doors, like the exit doors you're not allowed to go into in every single movie. We just busted in, and I looked up at the screen and I was like, hi everybody, and then I ran out, and like we were just going through every single fucking movie and figuring out what was playing, and then run, and we were just quickly like raising hell, and running through everything, and I was just like, wow, oh my god, and I was like quickly just observing, and she was like, come on, and one of the janitors saw us and was like, hey, you can't be back here, and I was like, sorry, and we just kept running. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I miss those days. I've been reminiscing on them in a good way. Sometimes I reminisce on them in a bad way, and I'm like, God, I fucking hate everything. I think it's natural, but I've been reminiscing in a beneficial way, and it's so weird because I don't know if anybody else remembers those days at Hot Topic when they used to have live music back in like 2004, 2005, 20 years ago. Oh my god, I'm like those old people. Yeah. 20 years ago. Oh, I'm such a fucking loser. I'm such a fucking loser. Anyways, yeah, I hate everything. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, it was a lot of fun going to the live bands at Hot Topic. I don't even know if they were supposed to do that, but it was mostly the guys that worked at Hot Topic. They all lived in the same apartment together, and they all worked together, and then they played music together. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was very interesting. But yeah, if we weren't there at that place or at the movie store and people were stealing, like everybody stole something from the movie store. I think I stole I didn't do anything. I didn't steal anything. But if I did steal something, it would have been like a fabric Led Zeppelin, how do you say, poster? Anyways, yeah. I had a very fun, interesting childhood. And it was before they had all of these cameras everywhere and stuff like that. Now, you can't get away with anything, really. And that sucks. Not that, like, stealing, I don't want to steal anything. But what I'm saying is that, you couldn't do that. Even kids can't be bad. Oh, and I was telling my husband, I used to get like an old phone book, and I'd go to the we had a payphone in the apartment complex that I lived at, and I'd get a phone book and I'd rifle through real quick, and I'd prank call someone. You can't do that anymore. And my husband was like, well, yeah, you can. You can use like some random like a spoofing number or something. But I was like, there's too many steps. It was so easy to go to a payphone and just be like, you know, and like randomly, and then Yahtzee, and then pick somebody's name out of a phone book and like harass them. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Do I regret it? No, absolutely not. And you know what? If I find a fucking phone booth anywhere now, I'm going to do that. I'm going to fucking go get some change. I don't know if they accept cards. I'm going to grab a fucking random telephone book from some establishment, probably a hotel nearby, and just prank call the shit out of random. Just fucking be a menace. I miss being a menace. I miss causing havoc and being a menace and being a little shit-ass kid. But yeah, it was interesting. So it was other people stole CDs. I'm just going to be completely transparent with you. I was very poor as a child. Other people stole CDs and movies and stuff like that. I would save up money and go buy CDs and movies because I was like, oh my god, I didn't want to get in trouble. But my thing is, what I stole was metaphysical books on the occult. I stole books. And so what I would do is I'd rip off the barcode and rip off the magnetic strip in books, and I stole books. I'm a fucking nerd. I stole books. I've stolen books from the library. I've stolen books from bookstores, multiple bookstores. Now I can buy them. I can purchase books, and so I do. But I used to steal the shit out of books from libraries, from everything. With the library books, when I would steal them, it was the same. Sometimes it would be like you had to like cut a piece of the book off. Anyways, you just bring an X-Acto knife and do it. Yeah. But then they got all like fancy with stuff. Anyways, yeah, back in the day, I used to steal a fuck ton of books. I've stolen books on the occult, books for dreams. I've stolen books about tarot. I stole a Ouija board, stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, and Scott Cunningham's something. A bunch of Scott Cunningham books I stole. So now, anyways, as an adult, I can afford my own occult books, and so I buy occult books. But like as a kid, I used to steal books, all the time, all the fucking time. It didn't matter from where. I think I even stole books from someone's house one time. I don't know, man. Look, when you're like, oh, she's just some kind of blah blah blah. No, I was insatiably fucking curious. I had a goddamn problem. Like stealing is wrong. Don't steal. I'm not advocating for you to steal, but I am. I'm not advocating for you to steal, but I did. So if you want to be like me, I'm just kidding. Steal some books. Go out there, steal the books. No, I'm just kidding. But like I did. So like, what am I supposed to fucking lie to you? No, I stole the shit out of books. I had some people when I was growing up that believed like there was a satanic church down the way, and I started hanging out with some bad kids that weren't stealing books. Like they were like bad kids, like. So anyways, there was an abandoned satanic church down this weird prairie road, and it was weird. It had like a dead tree. It was all red, and it was like a tiny chapel, like a very very tiny church, like a tiny house chapel. It's not there anymore. It's been bulldozed down. But there was a lot of rumors floating around that some of the town's elite people go there and like sacrifice things, I don't know, and like do shit right at the satanic church that was down the way, right? It's just like the rumors. And so I was always kind of like this bitch. I've always been a bitch, but like furthermore, I was that bitch. I was like, let's fucking go there. And then, well, what if it's locked? Let's break in. And so we were all like kind of egging each other on, like, let's do this, let's do this. And then, but we didn't have a car. We couldn't get there because we didn't have a car. Well, this one kid I was hanging out with, he was German and he had a car. And so we went to the Satanic church. We broke in, but it had been like fucking detailed, like cleaned out. Everything was detailed, cleaned, and everything. So we broke in and we stole toilet paper because that's all they had to steal was toilet paper. So we stole toilet paper from the Satanic church. And then we went in the back and there was this shed and we're like, maybe this is where they do their sacrifices at. And so we were like trying to break open the shed door. And then every time a car passed, we would like hide because we didn't want anyone to call in. But it was down a weird prairie road. You had to like, it was out of the way. It was at this weird crossroads intersection. And it was like in the middle of nowhere. Church. Anyways, it's gone now. But yeah, as a kid, we used to like, we broke in. I stole some toilet paper. I was like, I got Satanic toilet paper. Let's go. And like, but we didn't get to break into the shed. We didn't have bolt cutters. I don't know how they broke the lock on the door. But anyways, yeah, we broke in and I was like, oh my god, don't touch anything. What if they want fingerprints? And then so we started getting like, we started catching the fear. We were like, oh my god, they're gonna fucking come and sacrifice us next. And like, that was like the thing. Because we were kids. We were dumb or whatever. But yeah, my husband has like all kinds of fun stories about going to graveyards at night and playing tag and them hanging out and shit like that. Yeah, we used to do that. We used to hang out in graveyards. I still hang out in graveyards. It's not a big thing. But yeah, as a kid, and then there was I've had friends that broken into establishments down here, and of course they got caught up and they got parole or like did this community service and things of that nature. I've had friends that worked at the libraries that I stole books at. And they were like, you need to stop stealing books because they're going to find out. And I was like, never. Like, you could always, like, just get... we only had a couple of books in the library that were metaphysical, and so I stole all of them. I needed to make my book collection somehow. But when I got older, I purchased them, and I found them, and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I used to be a bad kid, and I was thinking about all the things I did and how different my kids are. Like, they're such good kids because we treat them well, and I was, like, abandoned and neglected and, like, just a byproduct of my fucking childhood, right? And so I did what I did, and, yeah, it was interesting. But, yeah, we didn't find anything at that Satanic church, and then I was like, dude, this is just a fucking rumor. This is just a rumor, blah, blah, blah. But some of our parents were passing on that rumor. Like, the parents were talking about it, like, in certain things. And some of the parents that were talking about it were fucking liars. And so we were like, I don't know about that. But then other people were like, no, I heard that. And so it was just kind of like, well, let's go fucking figure it out, you know? Yeah, we didn't see anything too satanic. It was a red church with a dead tree and some toilet paper. And anyways, we stole the Satanic toilet paper. But now as an adult, I'm just like, that was the dumbest rumor. Like, as an adult who has friends that are Satanists that are also Luciferians or also like theological Satanists, or they deify Satan and things of that nature. And also having walked the left-hand path myself, I'm just like, like, oh fucking K. Like, okay. But it was interesting. Like, as a kid, we were like, ooh, let's go get into bad stuff. And let's go, you know, fuck around at midnight in a graveyard. And let's go stir up. Let's go test the waters of life and see what is and see what isn't, you know? Yeah, that was interesting. Anyways, yeah, it was just really weird. And it was funny because I had some friends that were also kind of like book girls, but they were like reading like the manga about like boys kissing. And so they would be in the back like sitting at the bookstore, like sitting down reading about boys kissing. And like and so I'd be like, hey, what's up? And they'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? And I was like, fine, what are you guys doing? Nothing? Oh, nothing. Nothing. But like they had like a little hangout area where they would all get together and like read manga. And like then I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna be over here stealing a fucking Ouija board. See you guys later. And they'd be like, okay, see you later. Yeah, you know what I mean? Anyways, was so cute. Yeah, I had like a lot of different friends from a lot of different friend circles, and so I wasn't just like stuck to one circle. I was always floating around to different people. I never had like a set group. The girl who I signed on her wall that I wanted to marry, Charles Manson. We were hanging out for quite some time. And we got extraordinarily close. And so we would go over to her house and watch like 1,000 Ways to Die on Spike TV, and like we'd get horror movies and watch them, and we would like dress like we were dead and take pictures and upload them to MySpace and shit like that back in the day. And it was a lot of fun. Those times were a lot of fun. But you get older and things change and shit happens and it's fine. Um, but yeah, I've been just reflecting on my life, like the things that I did and the things that, like, because I live here and I'm looking around at where we used to roam around, not just I, but my husband as well, and our brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws and my friends from middle school, and we also used to fuck around and do dumb shit. And now we're all adults with children, and we would never let our kids do any fucking thing anywhere near close to that in a million fucking years. So I think that is so strange and peculiar. Like there's a bridge I used to roll down with one of my childhood acquaintances, and we would roll down it. We'd go to the top and roll down it, go to the top and roll down it. I guess we were about 12 years old, and it eventually it leads into traffic. The hill was underneath a bridge, and it's an overpass, and so it leads into traffic. And so it wasn't a hill, it was the underneath the bridge. So it leads into traffic. And one time we almost got hit by a car. And then sometimes people are like, hey, I saw you. Like I go to school the next day and they'd be like, hey, I saw you and so rolling down a hill, but you were dressed like a boy. And I was just like, those are my street clothes. Like, why are you watching me dressed like a guy roll down a hill, you fucking creep? Like, yeah, that was me. Yeah. When I wasn't, raising hell and stuff like that, I was just doing dumb shit, jumping off of dumb shit. We used to hang out in the sewers. There was a sewer entrance, and we'd hang out there. And then we were in the little part of the sewer where you could, where If the Clown is, right? And we would hang out there and like scream at people from the sewers and hide and watch them run and get scared. We'd put our hands out and grab people's feet when they went by. And I didn't know, like as a kid, I didn't know that was wrong. Like I knew it was wrong, but I didn't think it was like how far, like if somebody did that to me, I would just freak the fuck out, right? It's funny, and if I was a kid, I'd be like, oh my god, you guys, you dumbass kids. But the people, we were in a rich neighborhood, and so the people were like, oh my god, like they were just really different. And we were very poor kids, so we liked terrorizing the rich kids. It was fun. It was nice. Nothing wrong with it. But yeah. And then I wrote a whole movie about. I had a typewriter and I typed out a whole like, how do you say? Just like a whole movie about how things. Anyways, about our times in sewers, and then I made it into a movie, and then I laminated the script. I wrote a movie script for the sewer adventure things, and then I laminated it with like clear duct tape, like packing tape or whatever. That's how I used to laminate it, because I didn't know how to laminate something, but I was like, I worked really hard on this. I used a typewriter. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a cell phone. I was just on a typewriter writing this movie script, and then I brought it to my friend's house, and I was like, okay, now let's go shoot. She had like a video camera, the little tiny square ones. And we were like, okay, well, let's go shoot a scene here, and let's go shoot a scene there, and that would be a good spot for this scene, and la la la. Anyways, it was a lot of fun. Doing that kind of stuff was a lot of fun. Being a kid was a lot of fun sometimes. Those times were, and I've just been reminiscing on it. But yeah, I think I feel better. Anyway, so yeah, there's a little bit of lore I just dropped for you. And that's only like 1/100th of my lore. There's been a lot of other things that has happened in my life. But sometimes, I guess recently I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about the Hot Topic thing, about the bands, about my friends' bands, wondering how they're doing, if they still they still follow their music career. I know my friend who was taking pictures of people and then uploading it to MySpace back in the day. She actually did become a professional photographer, and now she follows around bands, I believe, and takes their pictures like professionally, which is the dream. So she's living the dream, but how many other people got their dreams and reached them, and how many other people sacrificed them at the altar, kind of thing. I think that's really sad. Whenever you do run into your like high school friends and they're just a shell of themselves and just deteriorated into this monster. There's there's a Facebook page where people get arrested and they get like slandered all across this page. But if you pay $150, it's like extortion or something like that. I don't know the word. Is it extorting? Where like you have your mugshot posted and blasted on a page, but if you pay the page owner $150, they take it down. You know what I mean? Like that's fucked up. And they're not even cops or anything. They're just like independent. They're like, oh well, it's free. Anyways, they make money off of it too from monetization. It's very sad. Anyways, it's really sad to see like people used to hang out with in high school go down for some fucked up charges. Like it's just horrible, and everybody's an alcoholic down here into drugs, and it's just sad. It's sad. It sucks. It sucks. So a lot of people did sacrifice their dreams at the altar of drugs. I guess I don't know, illusion, perceived sensations, chemical dependency, something like that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go. It's dark and I have to go to sleep early tonight. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a good day. I guess I'll see you guys later. Yeah. Okay, goodbye.